Hello, everyone. My name is Cassandra. I'll be taking you through the journey of Arab Startup Competition. But before I do that, I would like to ask all of you to just write down your name on the chat bot and maybe telling me your name and where are you joining me from. So I'll give like a buffer of 2 minutes so I can see that everyone is interacting and that you can hear me well. So hi, Muhammad. So we have people from Syria, from Egypt. Please just write down your name and the country and welcome aboard. We have from Lebanon, Cairo, UAE, Kamena, Cairo, Jordan, awesome, Syria and Tunis. So shout out to everyone joining us from everywhere. More of Tunis. Wow, we have people from Sweden, so shout out to you guys as well. From Algeria, welcome aboard. Hi, Mahmoud from Lebanon. We're streaming from Lebanon, by the way. And we have from Paris, that's amazing. But I'll be giving the roadshow in English, if you guys don't mind. So basically, I'm gonna be starting in exactly maybe 10 seconds. I'll give more 10 seconds for you guys to just say your name and tell me where you're joining me from. So I have people from Algeria as well. Hi, everyone. More from Egypt and from Jordan and Tunisia. That's awesome. Okay, guys, so I think I'm gonna start. For whoever is listening, I'm just gonna tell you that I'm gonna keep this chat open. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate. Just write down your question and I'll be giving you the answers by the end of the session. So I'll try to be as precise and straightforward. And whenever you have any question, I suggest you just leave it till the end. Or if you want, you can just drop it down here and I'll go back to it. Okay? Rabah, it's fine if your English is bad. I'll try to maybe answer your questions in Arabic if you prefer that at the end of the session, okay? So, okay, so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna start. Again, if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate. Just write down your questions here and I'll be back to answer everything by the end of the session. So again, my name is Cassandra, and I'm going to be taking you through the journey of the MIT Enterprise Forum Arab Startup Competition in its 13th edition, which is happening each year in partnership with the renowned Community Jameel. So, for those of you who don't know who we are, MIT Enterprise Forum Pan Arab is affiliated with the MIT, the university. Our main goal is to promote entrepreneurship and technology in the Arab world, covering the entire Arab countries. And we do that through many initiatives that we do yearly, starting with Innovation Forum, which is a technology conference that happens each year in Bahrain. We also have the Innovate for Refugees, which is a global competition that targets the problems that are faced by refugees around the globe through startups that come up with technology, innovation for fixing their problems. We also have the Silicon Valley program where we handpick startups from the Arab countries to benefit from the Silicon Valley resources that it has. And finally, the Arab Startup Competition, our flagship event that happens each year, and this year it's happening in its 13th edition. So as I said, it's been happening for 13 years, and it's also interesting to highlight some numbers. And as you see in the presentation, we had received over 43,000 applications ever since edition 1. And we also been able to, Huzaifa, yes, we have started, and I think everyone can hear me. So try to maybe put some earphones and you'll be able to hear. Okay, so back to the presentation. I was telling you that we have almost 2,000, we were able to train more than 2,500 entrepreneurs through our renowned bootcamp, where I'll be telling you more about. We also gave almost $1,240,000 in a non-equity fund format. Also, throughout the competition, entrepreneurs who were part of this competition as semi-finalists were able to create more than 14,000 job opportunities around the Arab world and also internationally sometimes. We also had the contribution of the Arab Startup Competition alumni that were taking part of the program. They contributed around 415 million US dollars to the Arab GDP. And I'm going to give a special shout out to all the ladies and all the women who are watching me, and to tell you that I think this is going to make you happy, because we had almost 51% of the people who took part of the program as semi-finalists who had one female member with a leading role. So, so these are the competition's impact. So to take you through the journey, the competition opens its website, just opened the website for applications almost a week ago, and it's going to stay open for 3 months. So as you see, it started at September 15 and it's going to end on December 10th. So after the website is closed, all the applications are dispatched to hundreds of judges from different expertise to evaluate your applications through our platform. So after that judging that happens, almost 80 semi-finalist teams will be chosen from different Arab countries to take part of the competition as semi-finalists. And that announcement will happen on January 14 of 2020. After that, we'll be in contact with all of those startups to take part of our bootcamp training that's going to happen in an Arabic country. We still haven't decided yet, so we'll keep you posted on that. And after the bootcamp, you'll be back to your homeland and prepare for the 2 days final event that's also going to happen in a different Arab country that we will also announce anytime soon. So basically, once you make it to the semifinals, you will be able to get lots of benefits. And one of them is getting this specialized top-tier training that we provide through the bootcamp. I'll be explaining more about the bootcamp. You'll also get the networking opportunities, the non-equity fund, which is the prize money, which is up to $160,000. You'll also be able to get media exposure, mentorship and coaching, and the MIT and be featured on the MIT Enterprise Forum directory, which is you can check it on our website, mitef.arab.org. So speaking about the bootcamp happens in an Arab country where we fly, fully accommodate all of the semifinalist teams, fully paid and sponsored by us. So it covers 2 team members per startup to take part of this bootcamp. And within this bootcamp, you'll be getting an intensive 2 days training by top-tier trainers covering many subjects. So you'll be talking about your business model canvas, your design thinking, customer mapping journey, your prototype, and how to make strategic and financial decisions, and so many other topics that you'll be covering within this bootcamp. And you'll also be taking part of a mentorship activity. So you'll be able to practice your pitch in front of many other mentors. We're talking about 40 plus mentors from different expertise and from the Arab world and international. So that happens during the bootcamp. And again, I want to repeat that the bootcamp is fully covered by us, and you'll be able to attend, like you'll have 2 team members to attend this bootcamp. We're talking about flight tickets, training fees, and the hotel. It's all covered by us. Moving forward, you will be taking part of the 2 days final event, where you will be meeting a panel of judges. You'll be also pitching for a panel of judges who come from different backgrounds as well. I'll be giving you some examples as we move forward. You'll be also taking part of the mentorship activity. You'll be meeting lots of investors and VCs, including taking part of an exhibition. So the final event includes also a very huge conference and lots of media coverage. So it's all about the excitement. It's all about the hype. It's really something cool. So as I said, there is also the prize money. So basically the, I think we're still going on. So I'll continue. Muhammad, I think something is wrong with your internet because everyone else is still with me. So great. So as I said, the competition gives prize money. So the competition yields 9 winners from the 3 different tracks. And as you see on this slide, the startups track and the social entrepreneurship track have the same prize in terms of the amount. So the first place is $50,000, the second is $10,000, and the third is $5,000. As for the ideas track, you'll get the first place gets $15,000, the second place takes $10,000, and the third place takes $5,000. So it's not only about the awards, but it's also about the journey. And I'll give you more details about each track and the criteria. So make sure that whenever you're applying or you're opening up your application, just make sure that you tick the boxes that I'll be talking about in my next slides. So for the startups track, it's very important to tick all of these 5 boxes before you choose the track, which is the startups track. So you have to have a working product or service, traction, and sales. You've already generated some revenues. You have not raised above $1,500,000. You're also legally registered or operating in an Arab country. So for example, I'm just going to give a small example here. For those of you who have a company that's maybe registered in Sweden, for instance, or France, it's fine as long as you guys are targeting or implementing your project in an Arab country. And you also have to be technology driven, obviously. Moving on to the social entrepreneurship track, it shares the same criteria as the startups track. However, we only have one extra criteria, which is addressing a social challenge. So you should be able to clearly define the social problem you're targeting and how you measure your impact. So this is for the social entrepreneurship track, including the other points within the criteria of this specific track. Now, I know some of you are not registered, some of you have not generated the revenue yet or haven't yet entered the market to start their sales. This is why we have the ideas track for you. And it's crucial that you guys at least have a proof of concept and prototype. Your business model is validated, and you obviously have a clear plan to grow, and definitely is validated through an industry expert or a mentor, and sometimes this can be yourself, and also definitely should be technology driven. So these are the main points that you have to focus once you are opening up your application on the website. So basically, as I said, there's going to be several rounds of judging. So you'll be going through the round 1 judging, which is going to be through the platform with your applications. And if you make it to the semifinals, you will also be meeting a panel of judges and pitching for them. However, all of these judges, they share the same judging criteria, and that's the team. And team is a very significant So the team is a very significant criteria in the judging. So it's very crucial for you to show how important is the team and how are they adding value to your startup. You should also be able to show how innovative is your idea. Also, you should be able to show how you're scalable and not only contained in the country that you guys are. It's also important to show you that you're financially sustainable. And for the social entrepreneurship track, there's also one extra criteria in the judging, and that is the social impact, as I said. So whenever you're filling out the application, make sure to keep in mind that these are the judging criteria, and these are what the judges look precisely for. Moving on, as I said, the competition is not only about the prize. It's not only about winning. It's also about the continuous support that you get out of MIT Enterprise Forum Pan Arab. So as you see, you'll be able to be linked to investors and accelerators, and even get the chance to have some funding opportunities whenever any opportunity comes into our way. And the fact that you already are semi-finalist or past semi-finalist with us will definitely be throwing all of these funding opportunities on your way. You'll be also contacted by us for some speaking opportunities. So I think that's exciting for you guys. As I mentioned, you'll be featured on our directory, which is on the website. So again, I'm going to repeat the main website of MIT, which is mitefarab.org. You can check it out. And definitely you'll have a high chance to be selected for the Silicon Valley program, which I think this comes on top for many of you, since like for the instance that you just become a semi-finalist with the MIT. So basically for the judges, we compiled a list of judges for you to know what are the caliber that you guys will be meeting and what is the caliber of people that actually evaluate your application or even evaluate your pitch on a later stage of the competition. So as you see, we have someone like Farid Belhaj from the World Bank. We have Professor Sharb Al-Farhat from Stanford University, and we have Ronaldo Mshahwar, who is the founder and CEO of Souk.com. I guess you guys are aware of who he is. Okay, I'm not back. So as I said, the competition has been always made possible with the support of our founding partner, Community Jameel, and lots of other partners, as you see. So here's snippets of the partners that were part of the supporters for making this competition happen. And here's a snippet of also the previous winners. So Souk.com was part of our semi-finalist teams. I think in edition 1 or 2, and as you know, you probably know, Souk.com has been acquired by Amazon. We also have WrapUp, which was acquired by Voicera, and lots of other startups that have taken part of this competition, were semi-finalists, and made it through all the way. So before I wrap up, you guys prepare your questions and start writing them down. But before that, I'm going to give you some tips to make your application stand out. So listen well and carefully. So first of all, you have to explain exactly what your product or service is. And that comes in the description part of your application. So judges always look in the description part first. So make sure that it's precise, unique, and you clearly describe what you guys do. Don't go all over the place, just be straightforward and be precise. Number 2, show dedication and commitment. So it's also important that you add a little personal touch and show the judges why and how you came up with this idea. Why did you come up with this idea and how did you do it? So what's the relationship of you to this startup itself? Number 3, use numbers and be precise. And within the application form, while you're filling it out within the market segment or scaling plans or revenue streams, just make sure that your numbers are realistic and reflective. Number 4, mention if you were part of an accelerator or a startup program. This helps the judges, while they're reviewing your application, to have an idea of the level of the startup and to also know what sort of help you have already got and what are you expecting. So it's also very important. Number 5, prove that your startup is sustainable. And what I mean by that is that you have to show survival. Survival is everything. They have to look into your startup and believe that your startup is capable to survive beyond just the competition. Number 6, highlight the team members' relevancy. And as I said, team is a significant part of the judging criteria. So make sure you include all of the key core team members that are taking part of your startup, either they're full-time or part-time. Just mention it and clearly state how are they significant to your startup and what are they adding value to your startup. And finally, choose the right track and language carefully. So for instance, if you chose startups track and Arabic, make sure that you fill out the application in the Arabic language and not the opposite. So these are very crucial for you guys to make your application stand out. I'm basically done. I also want to add one more thing, is that the competition is fully covered by us. So we, once you are a semi-finalist, you will be contacted through us as the team, and we'll be covering 2 team members to attend the boot camp in terms of flight, in terms of accommodation, and definitely everything that comes within, like the training fees and so on. Also for the final event, wherever you are and wherever the final event will be held, we'll be paying for your accommodation in the country where is the final event being hosted. However, you'll just have to pay for your flight ticket to the final event. But other than that, everything is fully covered by us. So I'm gonna be ready to take your questions. And by the way, all of this will be recorded and will be posted on our social media pages. And all the information that I said are already on the website. So I'll go back to the first slide so you can see the website, and on the bottom page of the website there's the form where you can just ask any sort of questions in case I couldn't answer your questions here, and our team will be able to support you as soon as possible. So thank you for listening, and I'm ready to take any questions that you guys have. I'll go back through the chat and maybe I missed a question or something and I'll reply. So here's the website for the application. If you want to start your application, it's www.mitarabcompetition.com. So one more thing, just make sure that you don't submit your application on the last minute. So this is very crucial. Please, please, please submit your application before the deadline, which is December 10th at midnight Beirut time. So thank you very much. I'm going to go back through the questions and let's see if anyone has a question. Okay, so can you elaborate more on the mentor industry expert requirement for the ideas track? Can an expert be specific expert or of our technology idea, not an industry person? Okay, I'm just going to repeat the question. Can an expert be a scientific expert of our technology or idea, not an industry person? Definitely, of course. As long as he's an expert in whatever you guys are doing, then definitely that's a validation for your idea. And it's also good to mention that you can belong to any industry to apply to the competition. As for the team members, you don't have to be an Arab to apply. This is a question from Bisan Samara. You don't have to be an Arab to apply. You can have any sort of nationality as long as your startup targets an Arab country or is actually functioning or registered in an Arab country. What else? I'll go to the questions tab and check your questions. So for the expenses fees, Muhammad, you were, okay, I had a problem. Sorry guys, my connection just went off and on. So the questions are being loaded. Okay, so Muhammad Sayeh asked about the expenses fees. As I said, we'll be covering all of the expenses for 2 team members per startup for the semi-finalist teams, for including the bootcamp and the final event. The only thing that you'll have to pay for is the flight to the final event. But all of the rest are covered in terms of accommodation, transportation, and flights and bootcamp. At which country does the competition will be this year? We still haven't decided yet, so we're definitely gonna post the final event country host on our website, and you guys will know. What are the numbers that can support my submit? Omar, the numbers where while you're filling the application, you'll be asked about the market segment and the scaling plans and revenue streams. So just make sure that these numbers are precise and reflective. I also had, you mentioned that finalists receive funding up to 1. Is this regardless of being a winner or not? Well, actually, the winners are 9. So we have 9 winners, and that's, so we have 9 winners, 3 winners from each track ultimately. And as I said, the winners of the startups track and the ideas track will get 50,000, 15, and 5. I'll just go back to this and you can see it. But it's not only about the prize money, it's so much more. It's about the people that you meet, the networking and the opportunities. Sometimes people just go and pitch and they don't even make it through the finals, but they get an investment opportunity on the spot with the judges. So it all depends on how much you give effort in your pitch. What else? How many startups advance to semifinals? In which Arab country will it be held? So how many startup advance to the semifinals? That's so basically from each track we select a specific number. It changes, depends, but we choose almost 30 startups from the startups track. As I said, the bootcamp and the final event, we haven't yet decided where it's going to be, so we're going to be posting that anytime soon. Naif, you asked about if you being part of an accelerator. Definitely not. It's something very, very important for you to mention. This helps the judges know that you're in a specific level and that you have received some sort of help. And definitely not. You should mention that you were part of a startup program or an accelerator. It's not for Arabs only, as I said. You can be Indian and your startup is based in UAE and definitely take part of the competition. Yani we had Indians that had a startup based in UAE. They're called Farm Chimp. So shout out for them. They've been semi-finalists with us in the past edition, and they were all Indians. So you don't have to be an Arab to actually apply. So someone is asking, we have just launched our product and we have some traction, but not yet revenues. Maybe it will be the case before December. Should we apply the ideas or the startups? Or could I apply in both? Okay, so one more thing. You are only allowed to apply to 1 track. So don't think of applying to 2 tracks because that will eliminate your chance. So make sure that you apply to 1 track. And for Muhammad Anwar Sayeh, for your question, since you haven't yet generated revenues, I'm going to be advising you to go to the ideas track. However, I think we will be taking that question through email and maybe give you a precise answer for that and check what like specifically for your startup. Latifa, yes, it is non-equity. So once you win the competition, whether you took the 50,000 or the 5,000, it's in non-equity form. اوكي. محمد، بالنسبة لسؤالك كم عدد الطلبات اللي بتنقبل بالمرحلة الأولى، تقريبا 80 application، 80 طلب. So Latifa, you're asking about a social issue. It can be the lack of a specific industry that is dying in a specific country. For instance, if there is a specific مهنة, if there's a specific craft, let's say, that is being extinct, and you come up with a startup to help those people regenerate and rework their craft. Or for example, it can be environment. So a social problem can be an environment problem. The startup sustainability, how can I prove it well? Well, it's Omar, you should be able to portray. There's some set of questions that will help you explain further. So once you open the application, there are a set of questions that falls under sustainability. So once you see the questions, you'll definitely know how to prove it well. The innovation should be an Arabic country because maybe it was down in the other country. Salim, I didn't understand your question, so can you please rephrase? So many questions, they're bouncing. Just mention we have some traction. Screen last Ramadan for the Egyptian TV. Registration of my firm country. So Abdul Hakim, your question is that if my project has been finished and produced 3 months before the official registration of my firm in my country, so what's the question? Salim, yes, you should speak in English in the competition. So even if you fill your application in Arabic, English, or French, the pitching, once you become a semi-finalist, you will have to pitch in front of judges exclusively in English. So the judging in the final event happens in English. It happens privately, so no one will see your pitch except the judges. And it happens for 3 minutes, followed by 7 minutes of questions and answers. Huzaifa, yes, it's okay if the startup has been funded before, as long as you haven't received funding above $1,500,000. But other than that, definitely, and you should include that. محمد العمار, yes, there will be, رح يكون في جلسة معلومات تانية قبل إغلاق الطلبات أكيد. يعني خليك على السمع معنا على السوشيال ميديا لتعرف وين رح نكون. رح نعمل وحدة ببيروت قريبا الجمعة الجاي. وأكيد بنرجع بنطلع أونلاين حتى نخبركم عن هيدي الجلسة. نرجع نعيد الجلسة مرة تانية قريبا قبل ما نسكر الطلبات. What's the difference between... Okay, so Fatih Zid just joined us and he's asking, what's the difference between the startups track and the social entrepreneurship track? What kind of social impact we need to aim so we can choose the SE track? So basically, it's not about that. You're either a social enterprise and you came up with your startup for a social cause, or you're a startup. So that's the difference. You have to know yourself before actually applying. It's crucial for you guys to be able to know that you guys are working in a social enterprise format, or you're targeting a social cause rather than just being a startup. Naif is asking if the startup is a little mature and in pre-operation stage and plan to operate in November, does the late apply affect the acceptance, as you will only accept 80 startup? Plan to apply for startups track, but the revenue will not be huge. Is that acceptable? Of course it is acceptable, as long as you're generating revenues, then that's fine. We do not judge, or like the judges do not actually look on the numbers of how much you're generating revenues, as long as you already are. So that's, I hope I answered your question, Naif. And don't wait till the last minute. You can definitely apply. So that's for your first question. Yahya Mohsini, how would you apply? You go to the website and click on apply now. The website is mitarabcompetition.com. Kauthar, is there a limit of the number of teams participating in the event? There is no limit for the team member. However, as I said, we only covered 2 team members, but you're free to get more if you're ready to cover their expenses. Latifa, yes, the pitches will be done in private. So you do not pitch except in front of the panel of judges. أحمد كسال، فيك تتقدم على المسابقة من خلال الويب سايت. أنا حطيته هلأ قدامكم تقدروا تقدم وتفتح طلب تبعك. Okay, so Hussein Maziad is asking about is asking that he has an idea and it's not yet patented, yet I'm currently developing the prototype. Is there some sort of protection for intellectual property? Definitely. Your applications are submitted and they're dispatched to judges who already sign an agreement to just keep these for confidentiality purposes. So definitely there will be no sharing of your ideas. Is only, okay, so the questions. Project is only innovation in Arabic countries because this project can exist in other countries of the world. Yes, as I said, your startup can be registered or can be based in a non-Arab country. However, you can apply as long as you're targeting or influencing an Arab country. رانيا عم تسألني بالعربي. أنا قدمت الطلب، أنا بفهم اللغة الإنجليزية لكن في صعوبة بشرح اللغة الإنجليزية. شرط أساسي في المراحل اللاحقة أتكلم اللغة الإنجليزية أو ممكن يوجد مترجم خلال المراحل الأخرى. للأسف لا، ما راح يكون في مترجم، بس بتقدر يكون في عندك زميل اللي بيقدر هو يعمل البيتش باللغة الأجنبية. مثل ما كلنا بنعرف يعني the English language هي يعني اللغة الأجنبية صارت اللغة المستعملة بأنحاء العالم. ولأنه عنا judges كمان منهم عرب، فرح يكون البيتش بالإنجلش. و it's all about practice. يعني بس إذا بتتدربي بيرجع بيمشي الحال. يعني بالنهاية أنت عم بتقدمي لمدة 3 دقايق، فبمجرد ما قدرتي تعملي البيتش تبعك وتقدري تتدربي أكتر رح يرجع يمشي حالك. I'm pretty sure. نزيه is asking, can we answer Muhammad Anwar? We have launched our product, have some traction, but not yet revenues. Maybe it will be the case before December. Should we apply for the startups track or the ideas track, or could I apply in both and let the judges decide? So Nazia, as I said, so it's basically, it's very crucial that you guys are already generating revenues. As I said, for the startups track, you have to tick all of the boxes. So even if you have some tractions but don't have sales, then you'll be shifted to the ideas track. So it's best if you apply to the ideas track rather than the startups track. So I hope I answered your question. And Kermel, to apply to both, no, you have to apply just to one track. The expenses, as I said, I'm going to repeat, will be covering all the expenses, including the transportation, the flights, the accommodation, and the training fees to the boot camp and to the final event, except that you will be covering the flight ticket to the final event. That's it. Yes, we do help with accommodation and flights, and we try our best to support you with the visa, but this is out of our control. However, we can send you all the documents that can support your application to apply for a visa. تم مشروع هلا يعني بالنسبة لسؤالك عبد الحكيم على التلفزيون ولكن دون مقابل مادي، فهل هو مؤهل ستارت اب تراك؟ لا، ما بيمشي الحال هيك يعني. It has to be probably in the ideas track if you're not generating revenues. فيديو شو أكتر شيء نركز عليه في الشرح، وأيهما أفضل، استخدام اللغة العربية ولا الإنجليزية؟ Okay, so في سؤال كتير حلو هلأ انسأل بالعربي. So I'm gonna say it in English and in Arabic تقدر جاوب عليك محمد العمار وميرسي على سؤالك. So بقلب الابليكيشن رح يكون في عندكم محل لازم تنزلوا فيديو، وهيدا الفيديو كتير مهم للجادجز تقدر أول شيء تتعرف عليكم، ولتاني شيء إنه أنتوا تقدروا تفرجوا قديشكم عندكم شغف بالستارت اب تبعكم او بالايديا تبعكم. سو هيدا الفيديو كتير مهم للجادج اللي بيكون عم بيطلع على الابليكيشن، مش بس حيكون عم بيقرا، انما رح يكون عم بيتعرف عليكم شخصيا من خلال الفيديو اللي نحن حاطينه بالابليكيشن. So it's also important. So guys, I'll repeat myself in English. Within the application form, you're going to be asked to upload a video, and that video is there for the purpose of you guys to show how much you guys are passionate about your startup and how much you are enthusiastic of what you're doing. And whatever the language that you are applying with, if it was in English, then you can speak in English. If it was in Arabic, then you can speak in Arabic or English. It's up to you. But let's just stick to the language of your application form. And it's a 1 minute or 2 minute video where you just sit in front of your camera, just like I'm doing, and just talk about your startup, pitch your idea, and let the judges see you so that they can have this understanding of what you guys do and see how much you're passionate about it. Maya Htait, I'm in process to launch my own business specializing in business and financial digital software solutions. My business plan is done. However, my website will be published in October, including the corporate identity. Still have the legal registration. Shall I apply to the competition? Definitely. If you're already in the process and you already have the idea intact and you already studied all of the business aspect of your startup, then definitely apply. Try to apply to the startups track, to the ideas track, since I suppose you haven't yet ticked all the criteria of the startups track. So Maya, apply definitely to the ideas track. Bisan, will the final pitches be at the end of the 2 days bootcamp on a different day? So Bisan, on the bootcamp, there will be no pitches. You guys will be just taking trainings. You'll be meeting mentors. So you'll be practicing your pitch in front of them and getting live feedback from mentors from different industries. As for the final pitches, you'll be pitching in front of a panel of judges. And that's when the pitch happens on the final 2 days event. So I hope I answered all of your questions. If there are any more questions, please don't hesitate. Write them down now. As for the information that I just gave, they're all on the website. So all of the information that I just gave to you are on the website. Feel free to roam around and check the website. Read the FAQ section. That's on the website as well. And if some of the questions were not covered, then just email us. We have the form on the bottom of the website, and our team are on 24/7 clock to answer all of your questions. There's also one question in the chat where you're talking about a master class of how to pitch. Then this is something you'll be also covering in the bootcamp. So for now, you'll have to apply and fill your application and hopefully make it to the semifinals so you get all the trainings that you guys need. So I'll be waiting for more questions. If you have any questions, just feel free. And again, as I said, the website is there, so you can have all of your questions answered through the website, in the FAQ section, or through the other sections that talks about the criteria of each track. No, Bisan, you don't need to be registered for the ideas track. You don't have to register your startup for the ideas track. Again, guys, as I said, the criteria for each track is very important. So going back to a few of the questions, if you don't tick all of the boxes within the startups track, then you can definitely apply to the ideas track. Even if you have just one point that is missing in the startups track, you still have a chance to apply through the ideas track. And you'll be all getting the same caliber and amount of trainings that we give throughout the competition. And thank you, Bisan, for listening and for joining us. So I guess the questions are not coming in anymore. I hope I answered all of your questions. And I'll be seeing you soon. So stay in touch on our social media, so you are aware of any roadshow that we'll be doing, and hopefully we'll be visiting your country and doing an actual physical roadshow with myself and the team, and we'll be able to meet you and give you all of the advices that you guys need and have a one-on-one discussion about your startups. شو ممكن يتضمن مشكلة والحل وابتكار. اوكي، سو محمد عم يسألني بالعربي في سؤال بأول الفورم، قدموا وصفا مقتضبا لمشروعكم، شو ممكن يتضمن؟ الوصف مثل ما أنا قلت إنه لازم يكون الوصف تبعك دقيق ومحدد وبيشرح بأقل كلمات وبأكثر معنى أنت شو بتعمل بالستارت اب، مش أنت كشخص، يعني شو الستارت اب بتعمل. فهذا هو الوصف تبع المشروع، شو الستارت اب بيعمل او شو بتشتغل. اذا حدا عنده اي سؤال تاني بالعربي please write it down بالعربي وانا بقدر جاوبكم. بس I hope I covered everything وتكونوا استفدتوا من هيدي الرود شو. Shafi, you're asking if you can apply alone or minimum 2 person. You can apply physically alone لحالك, but you have to have at least another team member with you in the team. لأنه there's a team section where you have to fill the team members that are working with you on the startup. So it's very important that you have another team member within your startup. Wadia, hi, welcome. You'll be able to watch the entire webinar once it's over, so don't worry, you didn't miss out on anything. Tariq Yusuf, I have a video discuss my idea. Can I use it, or I have to be personally in the video to discuss the idea? It's fine. It's fine. You can upload the video that explains your idea. You don't have to actually be physically in the video. It's up to you. Be as creative as you want, as long as it explains what your idea or startup do. That's for the video section. So any more questions? So guys, again, as I said, it's very important for you to just create your account, go through the application, read the questions, prepare for them, and answer. It's also very important that yes, the video can be an animated video. It can be. Just be as creative as you want. It doesn't matter. Yani, they're not going to evaluate the quality of the video rather than the content of the video itself. And as I said, as I was saying, open up your application, read the questions, and prepare for them. Make sure that your answers are precise. Don't go talk too much with don't try too much information that are not useful. Rather, make your information short, precise, and clear. so the judge can be able to evaluate your application. Well, thank you, Paula. Oh, shout out to the team out there who's supporting me. And thank you so much for listening. I'm gonna end this session now. So if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate. Contact us on our website, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.